Hi everyone, welcome to another video. In today's video, I will be doing another episode of Wreck My Journal, and I decided to do 2 pages, and one of them being that says to keep it blank, but I decided to add a note to say no because I'm not gonna follow the rules. I just cut out a piece of paper I used scissors that had ridges on it to give the paper a bit of a design. Then I went to page 151 and that page said space for negative comments. I decided to do this page because, as I've said in some of my videos, I've just been having these negative thoughts about my art and where it's going, so I thought this page would be good to fill out, as well as fill out with what people have told me. In a way, this is a sad page, but maybe in a couple of months or years I can look back at this and say that those things do not worry me anymore. They will occasionally, but I know for a fact that it's not gonna matter in a couple of years. Some of the things I wrote down weren't that negative. Like, for example, I will get messages from people saying, "Oh, you have a lot of followers, can you shout me out?" It's nothing negative, it's just annoying when people do that, because I know in a way it would be nice if an artist with a lot of followers does that for someone who has so little, but some people need to understand that some artists built that from the ground up. They didn't ask people to give them a shout out. Maybe some artists did, but that was most likely the artist doing a good deed to help that artist out because they wanted to and they personally know that person and they weren't being asked to do it. If you push yourself to posting every day and trying to be a part of some art group on like Facebook or even Instagram and talking to a group of artists that can really help you become known as an artist and what you do, you need to work for it. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, it's just kind of puts me in an uncomfortable situation, but that is just one of the examples I use on this page, as well as some of my own thoughts, like it's not worth it, because always get those thoughts. It is worth trying so hard, but then again, if a person wants something so badly, yeah, they will go through a lot of failing attempts, but it also makes you figure out other ways to make it work, and maybe that way is better than your first. Like, I do kind of like this page because as I'm recording this voiceover, I'm looking at it, and when I read one of them, I just look at the upside to it. I guess it's the way you think. If you overthink it, you'll start believing everything that you've written down, but if you think about it and change your way of thinking, it won't affect you. You'll just learn from it. I also want to get in how I drew everything. I know I have a tendency of rambling on about the same topic, so I'm gonna change it to talking about the art itself now. So what I decided to do was draw a lot of speech bubbles and write down the comments in there, and I wanted to just use grays in this piece instead of any colors. When I finished sketching out the speech bubbles, I inked it and went on to coloring in the speech bubbles with different shades of gray with colored pencils, and for the background I used a gray Copic marker. For this journal, you do not want to use an alcohol-based marker because it will bleed through, but I decided to use one anyways because on the back side of the page I will just add another piece of paper to cover it, and as well as I was coloring it in with a gray marker, I had another piece of paper underneath that page to prevent it from going to the other page. For the page next to it, I sketched the drawing on a separate piece of paper because I wanted to use Copics. I just didn't want it to bleed through to the other page because on the back side of it, it had another prompt. I just drew a lot of different people that were all gray and also had speech bubbles where they said some negative things. I know that's not actually how many people that are in my life that are that negative. I just thought it would go to the theme of this page, as well as most of these negative comments are what goes through my head, and it just kind of gives that effect of, you know, there's multiple voices in my head that just say those types of negative comments. But like I said, you just need to ignore it and think of the upsides. I did have to deal with a few negative people in my life that looked down on my art, but I just blocked them and deleted them from my life. There will always be negative people in this world, but our job is to ignore them and focus on what is best for us. If you are going through something negative, always try to find something that will distract you, as well as try to change your way of thinking. I know it's hard, but but that is just, I know it's hard, but that's what we need to do in order to become happier and feel better. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I am sorry for the late upload. I just had no time during the weekend to edit because my friend is competing soon and I had to help him with training as well as a few other things that are going on in my life. So I'm just trying to get that in order, and I have a video out. Like I've said, I think it's been months since I said this, but I don't have a set schedule for my uploads. They just come out whenever I have time to edit a video. So I got a video up at least. Hopefully I can get another one up for you this weekend, so you guys have 2 in 1 week. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, and as well as subscribing and watching my videos. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I love you guys and see you in my next video.